Good Wednesday morning, y'all. Welcome back to Papa Prepper. T here. Hope you guys are having a blessed Wednesday, hump day, halfway through another one. I'm going to do a little bit indoor gardening tonight. We're supposed to have 3 days of below freezing temperatures this week, so we had to move everything back inside out of the greenhouse, so that's quite a mess in here. But I'm going to be transplanting some stuff, and then I'm going to do my chicken watering bucket. So, hope you guys stick around. Hey y'all, welcome back. Just decided I'm going to go ahead and take care of my Cherokee tomatoes here. They've already went crazy. So what I'm doing is when I plant these little pods here, I usually put at least 2 to 3 seeds in each pod just to make sure that I get a good seedling. So I'm absolutely amazed. Every one of the Cherokee tomato seeds sprouted and came up into seedlings. So when that happens, what you want to do is just pick your strongest, your strongest seedling, which is not necessarily, and yes, I did consult with Green Thumb Prepper this evening on the telephone via video chat, just so I could do what's best for my tomatoes here. And what you want to do is you want to pick the strongest seedling, which, that might not mean the tallest, or it might not mean the greenest. It might, you want good quality, like a good solid stalk and nice looking leaves, and, like these 3 here. Now, these 2 obviously are taller than this one, okay? But these are kind of just frilly and kind of lanky and, spindly, to where this one's pretty solid, growing straight up. So I'm just going to pluck these 2 one at a time. That way I don't disrupt the dirt around the 3rd seedling there. Okay. Then I got these little peat moss, whatever you want to call them, cups. So when it's time to put them in, I'm doing all these in buckets and big pots. So when it's time to do that, you can just plant the whole thing, and it, basically disintegrates. So I'll put a little bit of dirt in the bottom there. And tomatoes are awesome, okay? Excuse me, guys. But you want to put your tomato, put it down in there, and then fill this all the way up with your potting mix, all the way up almost to these 2 leaves. Because, see, tomatoes, I don't know if you can actually, yeah, they're there. I don't know if this camera will pick them up. But on a tomato, there's little bitty hairs all the way up and down here. And those are just dying to come in contact with dirt, or soil, And when they do, they will start producing roots. So the bigger and the more, the bigger root system that you can get on your tomatoes, the better. And if you're seeding straight into the ground, what a lot of people do, they will make a trench in the ground to plant their tomatoes. Now you want to make sure it still has good drainage. But you can make a trench and plant your tomatoes low, and as they grow up out of the trench, you just keep adding, hilling that dirt up around them until, you could have your trench this deep. So by the time the tomatoes, big and established, you only have maybe this much sticking up out of the, once you have your dirt level across there, you got a very, very strong tomato plant. And, it's going to do great. What I'm going to do is just fill in around my little pod here. And I always try to get the seedling as close to the center as possible. That's one of my things. And then I'll just keep adding the potting mix here little by little. being careful. You do not want to snap that off or, you know, anything like that. Just be real gentle with it. Work that dirt in around it. And potting mix, I know there's going to be sticks and stuff. I always pick those out. I never leave the sticks and all that crap in there. But anyway, just keep adding your dirt. And I am so happy with these Cherokee tomatoes. They have just been phenomenal. Oh, and while I'm thinking about it, some people commented on my video from yesterday asking what the name of that song was and the artist. Excuse me. In that video, I honestly have no idea. It was just a track that was in my Adobe video editor. It just says whatever, some kind of compilation, all rights reserved, something. I went back and looked, and there's no name, no artist. I couldn't find it anywhere. But that is a very good song. I had never even heard it until I went to, you know, editing that video, and I really like that song now. But I could not tell you who it's by. I can't even tell you the name of the song. I don't know. There's no name. It just says something sample track or whatever on my Adobe. So I apologize for that. And this one, I'll probably get a strike because I forgot to turn the TV down. My classic country back there. Oh well. Well, 3 down, about 18 to go. Whoops. Oh, here in Indiana, I don't know about you guys, but we're expecting the next 3 nights of heavy frost. So, I had to bring in everything out of the greenhouse. Good times. Anyway, back to what we're doing here. So, I'm going to keep doing this to some of the tomatoes. Well, all the tomatoes. And then I've got to do the same thing to my pickles. And I will show you them when I come back. Hey guys, I also wanted to add on these tomatoes, or any tomatoes really, you can see these are, 3-inch pots, okay? So these will probably be in here for another couple weeks. And by then, this tomato will have probably another good 3 or 4, at least 3 or 4 inches on it, you know, and it'll be coming pretty hardy. So when I go to plant it in the big pot, I will do this same process again. I'll plant it, I'll prune everything off, and I will leave the top, and I will bury it right up to that top again. And what that'll do, because these are indeterminate tomatoes, which means they will grow and grow and grow and grow and keep producing fruit until it just gets too cold and the weather kills them. Okay, so I'm going to grow these vertically and keep everything pruned except for the producing branches of the plant, which once they get bigger, I'll show you guys that process. But, which there's also determinate, which like Roma tomatoes, things like that. You can read on the pack if you're starting from seed, or if you're buying the seedling, it'll say on the little plastic thing if it's determinate or indeterminate. And determinate means that, like a Roma, will usually get between 3 and 4 feet tall, bushy, and it'll have all of its fruit at once, and it's done. Just a second, guys. But yeah, it'll have all of its fruit at once, and it'll be done. And these here, the Cherokee, beefsteak, stuff like that, they're indeterminate, which means they will grow and grow and grow and grow. So if they're not pruned and not taken care of, you're going to have a mess on your hands. But if you keep them pruned and everything the way you're supposed to, these will produce fruit well up into the fall until it's just too cold and it kills them. Hey guys, I am transplanting some peppers over to some bigger pots because, like I said, I was gonna kind of holding off. Maybe I could put these straight in their containers, but we've got a hard frost coming, or hard freeze this week for 3 days. But these guys are begging for something a little bigger. So anyway, so I'm gonna put them in the same 3-inch pots. But I want to show you guys a trick to getting these out sometimes. Like, these are, like, peppers like it fairly dry and very warm. So their little pods here get real brittle, and trying to get them out can be a pain sometimes. What you want to do, that's what these little slots down here, not only are they, they let the excess water out, but you take something like that popsicle stick, pop that up in there, they pop right out every time. A lot of people don't know that, or never thought of that, so just wanted to share that little tip. Alright guys, I'm gonna get back to this. Alright guys, welcome back. So, got all my stuff. Well, I'm not completely done, but it's getting late and I need to get to bed. So, I'm going to try to do this chicken water bucket. First thing you need to do, and sorry about my workspace here, everything is taking place on the kitchen table or the kitchen benches. So, this is a workbench right now. Just don't have to be precise. It don't have to be exact. Just mark where you want them. I'm going to put them like one on each side, of course. Okay. So that's done. And here's what we're working with. These are chicken watering nipples. Okay. This end screws into the bucket, and it's got a little bitty valve in there. And the red attracts chickens, of course. So they come up and peck this. And as you can see, when they hit it, it opens that valve and water comes out. So they very quickly learn how to drink out of this. And you can put a lid on top. And of course you need to drill a hole for vacuum reasons so it'll actually flow out of this. If you don't put a hole in your bucket, then it's just barely, you might get a trickle out of there. It's all about vacuum and gravity and all that good stuff. So, and you just need one little, probably I'll use that eighth inch bit that you use to start this with. I'm not sure why, but it says to first drill your hole with an 1/8 inch and then go to a 7/32 to bore the hole out. So I'm not sure why you can't just do the 7/32, but I'm going to go exactly by the directions. So then once you get your hole in, you turn it this way and you'll screw it into the bottom of the bucket, and you'll take an adjustable wrench or a pair of pliers, channel locks preferably, and you'll just tighten that little dude down, and there's a little rubber seal there that will kind of spread out and prevent it, hopefully, from leaking. So let's get this shindig started. I hope we got enough battery left in this old drill here. Oops. Alright, here we go. And no, I never did find my drill bits, so I had to go get a new set. Okay, so there's our holes on the, started with the 1/8. I'll switch to the 7/32. Now you want to make sure that you keep your drill as straight and as steady as possible so you don't for lack of a better word, so you don't booger out that hole. That's what I always say. So you just want to be real careful on that. So, like I said, you don't mess up that hole and make it wider than it's supposed to be. Man, here's some decent bits. Alright. So there's that bit done. Now hopefully these dudes, and I can already tell that ain't the right size, and that's what the package said. Not even close, folks. So we're gonna have to go up a size. Which would be a 1/4 inch. And I still believe that'll be too small. That makes no sense. The pack said. Oh well. We'll get her. Worst case scenario is I have to buy another bucket. Which I will not be doing at Home Depot again. By the way. I buy a bucket and a lid. $7 for an empty bucket and lid. Now that looks too big to me. So maybe we'll go with the smaller one and see how she goes. Still absolutely too small. I know the next one is way too big. So what I'm going to do is just kind of wobble this one around a little bit. Because it was almost going in there. There we go. Right. Like I said, you have to get some channel locks and tighten each one of these up. Now you want to be careful because there's a very thin line between getting them just right and stripping out that plastic hole. And if you strip out that plastic hole, you're out of luck. If you're like me, a little easy, make this part simple or easier, you gotta stick out your tongue and hold it just right. I always catch myself with my tongue stuck out when I'm trying to do stuff like this. There's two. And when you go to buy your water bucket, just the same as the nipples here, always try to get red. Of course, Home Depot, the only thing they have is bright orange buckets. So that's what I went with. So hopefully that's close enough to red. Chickens are highly attracted to red. And you definitely want them to find their water right off. Because chickens are not the brightest critters. They're not the dumbest either. But they're a far cry from the smartest. Gets rough on your thumb, I tell you. So this will be Wednesday morning, hump day. Hope you guys are having a blessed week. I wanted to apologize once again for Sunday and my cancellation. Trust me, that hurt my heart to have to do that. And I did contact Reverend Orville Gregory immediately, like the same time as I posted that on YouTube. I absolutely would not let him find out that way. I have too much respect for that guy. And also, another cool guy. Anybody that's in my chat, I know every time I live stream, Homestead Homeboy shows up. And he always donates something, you know. And believe me, I appreciate anything. I do. But it's like whatever I'm talking about, I'll talk about seeds. He'll say money for seeds, and he'll send a donation, or money for whatever, you know. And he cracks me up with that. And I mean, and I appreciate it. I really do. Because I know money is getting harder and harder to come by. But what I'm getting at is I know you guys have seen him in there. And he emailed me yesterday. His YouTube channel is up and going. It's just Homestead Homeboy. But you have to watch. There's two Homestead Homeboys. The first one I found was this kid pushing Nike shoes, trying to sell that, or reviewing them, and talking all kinds of basketball. And I was like, what? I could see the Homeboy part, but not Homestead. And then I scrolled down, and he was the next one. Anyway, he really cool guy. He lives in the mountains, North Carolina. He just got his place, I believe he said about a year ago. He's starting to homestead, the solar energy. He's got a couple chickens. He's trying to do it upright, guys. And I think he's going to do a good job. I think he's going to be a good guy to talk to. He just wants, you know, a place kind of like my spot where you can come and talk, and, you know, everybody can just kind of chill out and relax and, you know, talk prepping. He's been prepping for over 20 years. So he's definitely got the experience under his belt. Today, Tuesday, he posted his very first video, and he emailed me and let me know it was up. I apologize to you, Homestead. I didn't get a chance to watch it until this evening, but it was really good introduction. You done a great job. I can't wait to see more. So if you guys just kind of, you know, help our fellow preppers, head on over there and subscribe to him. I know today or Wednesday he's supposed to be doing a video about chickens, so I'll be definitely checking that out. But anyway, back to work. I just wanted to give Homestead Homeboy a shout out that he deserves. And like I said, you guys, please go subscribe and like his channel. Share it with your friends. I think he's going to be a really good channel. I think he's going to do pretty good things. But now, back to work. you're doing stuff like this with plastic, guys, you want to make sure you get all those little things off of there. Like if you got something that's got to be sealed, because that will ruin your whole day quicker than anything. It's hard to believe it's supposed to get so cold tonight. I just let tank out, and man, the frogs are singing. It's a nice, really light, warm rain. Literally warm rain. And it's like 73 degrees outside. It's so nice. And it's supposed to be below freezing by morning. It's crazy. Welcome to Indiana, folks. You guys, I am going to just try to hand tighten these first, because using channel locks on 2 pieces of plastic scares me. So I'm afraid, like the dickens, that I will strip these holes. And like I said, once you strip them holes, all you got then's a bucket with a hole in it. Kind of useless. Oh, and like I said, you will want to get rid of that, I guess. Anyway, you'll want to make just 1, 2, whatever holes you're feeling. Whatever, that sounds wrong. Not what I meant. However many you feel like putting in your lid. But I'm just going to put, I think 2. Just kind of maybe right in the middle. Actually, no, I'm going to put it on the sides. That way, if water does get in here or something nasty, it'll pool to the middle and then it'll drip right in their water supply, and I don't like the thought of that. So I'll put my holes out on the edge. Maybe. There we go. And why am I doing this so late at night, you ask? If you could see the mess around my feet from potting soil and now all the plastic shavings, there's nobody up to yell at me right now for making a mess. So I have it all cleaned up. Now she'll see this video, of course, but you can't be mad when the mess is already cleaned up, right? So there's that. All right, guys, I'm going to pause this and I'm going to go. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm not going to fill it up tonight because but I will try filling it up before I use channel locks on that, because like I said, that just makes me nervous. Using channel locks on 2 plastic pieces. Yeah, I'm trying to screw it in because anybody knows how easy that is to strip out. And I'm not trying to do that. So, anyway, there's your water bucket. Like I said, they go up to hit that, because they'll naturally go up and peck that because it's red. Mark my words. Anyway, you'll hang that from a chain. And there's your 5 gallons of fresh water. Because anybody's got chickens knows if their water is on the ground in one of them self-feeding pans, it's a pain in the butt, because it don't matter what you set it on, how you do it, it's going to get crap in the water. And you don't want your chickens drinking funky water, because then they lay funky eggs. And then you're going to eat them. And it might make you funky. So you don't want to do that. Oh, Lord. Why y'all put up with me, I don't know. But anyway, once you fill your bucket up, you snap that lid on. But you want to be careful. Now remember, them are down there. Okay, so when you fill your water up, if you set it down and walk away, every bit of your water is going to run out. So you don't want to do that. But you want to make sure your lid's on good. And plus, I wouldn't want that much weight sitting on them anyway. So when you're filling your bucket, you're going to have to hold it up. But other than that, these things, I think, I've never used them. So this will be my first time using these guys. But I truly think that's going to be the best way to go. like I said, there's 5 gallons of fresh water. It's going to cut down on chicken maintenance because, I mean, 5 gallons of water will last the chickens at least 2 days. Well, for as many as I got. So, there's that, guys. Alright, guys. Nightly chores are done. Everything's fed and watered or been planted. Or all 3. But, I'm heading off to bed. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. I wish there was like 10 more hours in the day. Maybe then I could get everything done. Anyway, guys, I will try to be here this morning, Wednesday morning. Say howdy, at least. But, till next time I see you guys, God bless y'all. I love every one of you. Stay safe. Poppaprepper out.